5 years ago, pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong made headlines all around the world. Well, that was then. This is now. Ramy Inocencio has a Sunday Journal.
On July 1st, celebrations for the city's 27th anniversary of its return to China felt barely celebratory. A once vibrant Hong Kong hollowed of its people and its soul.
This is a Hong Kong that's fundamentally changed.
Look at that, you can't beat that skyline.
Gregory May is the U.S.'s top diplomat in Hong Kong.
It is important, I think, that Americans who come here realize that you need to be careful what you say. People in Hong Kong are not free to criticize the government like they used to be able to.
5 years after what's recognized as likely the city's biggest pro-democracy, anti-China protest in history, this city is quelled after Beijing and Hong Kong rammed through controversial national security laws that make any action or word critical of the government potentially punishable by life in prison.
And it's created a massive chilling effect over Hong Kong.
Change has been at the heart of Hong Kong's story. Once a Chinese backwater, it became a British colony in the mid-1800s, then evolved into a financial powerhouse.
More than a century and a half of British administration will come to an end.
On July 1st, 1997, we witnessed its return to Beijing's rule, with then Prince Charles presiding. China agreed Hong Kong would stay in charge of its internal affairs for the next 50 years, a policy known as one country, two systems. Cracks appeared 17 years later, with protests for universal suffrage to directly elect Hong Kong's leader, the chief executive, traditionally decided by Beijing. Then the system shattered 5 years later.
We've just been tear gassed by the police. You can see those bullets hitting the people that we were in a group with just now.
Protest organizers claim millions took to the streets over the next half year. Then China decisively replied, decreeing a national security law for Hong Kong. The city's government said it arrested more than 10,000 people within the 2 years after the protests. This past March, Hong Kong bolstered the national security law with its own version, Article 23.
Some people say Hong Kong has become more like the mainland. Well, that's inevitable.
Regina Ip has been a pro-Beijing legislator for decades.
Order has been restored. Are you happy?
I think most of us are happy. It's very safe, you know. We have 85,000 American citizens in Hong Kong. We still have 1,300 American enterprises. Order, stability, safety have returned to Hong Kong, and we are dealing with new challenges.
The city's global rankings in rule of law and freedom of expression, assembly, and press have nosedived. Hong Kong's stock market has lost about half its value, and hundreds of thousands have left for Western countries.
From a distance, Hong Kong looks like a city that's now stabilized, but like the currents running under Victoria Harbour, emotions run deep, strong, and hidden.
I'm scared.
Chan Po-ying is one of Hong Kong's last pro-democracy activists willing to show her face as she preps care packages for friends now in prison.
Do you think actually that people still want to voice their anger, their frustration?
I still believe all of them still maintain this value, but they face a lot of obstacles. They face might be the impeachment. They face maybe lost their job.
Chan's husband, one icon of Hong Kong's democracy movement for decades, is one of about 300 charged under the national security law. Leung Kwok-kung, known as Longhair, was found guilty of subversion. Then there's Jimmy Lai. We met him 5 years ago at his home, days before his arrest.
I won't mince words. I suppose saying that Beijing hates you is an accurate statement. Would you agree?
Yes. It's an honor.
It's an honor. It's
a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor.
Lai is the billionaire founder of Hong Kong's largest pro-democracy paper, Apple Daily, which the government forced to close. Lai's been detained for more than 3 years.
This is the entrance to Stanley Prison. Inside, Jimmy Lai spends 23 hours each day in solitary confinement. His son, Sebastian, fears his father, who's 76, will die here.
It's a very blatant case of political persecution.
Sebastian Lai flies around the world meeting governments to keep his father in the spotlight.
And my father is being persecuted because he ran a newspaper that spoke truth to power. Hong Kong is no longer this free city. It's now essentially a police state.
Now it's a new Hong Kong, arguably a much worse one.
Nathan Law has fled to London. One of the main protest leaders of 2014 and 2019, he's one of Hong Kong's most wanted fugitives overseas, with a bounty for his capture. The UK has become home to Hong Kong's biggest diaspora community.
You've got hundreds of thousands of Hong Kong people that are bringing a piece of Hong Kong with them, and I can reconnect them here.
What is the lesson that you have learned about change, democracy, rights, freedoms?
A seemingly free society can collapse in just a matter of months if you allow an unchecked power to destroy it. And the price of freedom is eternal vigilance.